Hi guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. Well, today I'm here with a short little series called Quick and Easy Christmas Cards. If you're like me, you're way behind and you need to get your Christmas cards made. So I wanted to show you the 5 cards that we made in my Stamp-A-Stack last week. And we're going to start off with the reason for Christmas. This one is using the Great Tidings Bundle. And I'll show you that here in just a minute. And if you'd like to stamp along with me, just look down in the video description and click on that blog post link below, and you'll get the dimensions that you need, the supplies, and everything you need to get those together and come back and make the card with me. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first off, I want to show you the bundle I'm using. This is the Great Tidings Bundle, and I'm going to be telling you something different than I normally do. These are retiring, and they are available while supplies last or until January 3rd of 2022, whichever comes first. And instead of buying the bundle, which is what I normally tell you to do, you're going to want to put these in your order individually because these dies are 50% off. And I did the math. If you put this on the stamp set on your list and this separately on your list, then you only have to pay $34. If you were to put the bundle in, you'd have to pay $43. So you save $9 listing these separately on your order. And then I'm also using something that's not actually retiring, but it is going to be gone after January 3rd, but come back in the next July to December mini catalog. This one is from the Merriest Frames Hybrid 3D folder. It also has some dies with it. And I've already done the embossing, but I wanted to be able to show you the really neat folder. And the neat thing with this, when you pair it with the dies, there's a die that locks right in here. So you can emboss and die cut at the same time. Now let me show you a card. I haven't done the video on this yet, but you'll be seeing it soon. And that is using this beautiful folder along with the dies. So this is all embossed and I cut it out at the exact same time. So I just want to show you that, but be looking for a video for this card real soon. Okay, now the stamps you're going to need all 3 of the Wise Men, the Gifts, and the Good Tidings of Great Joy, and the Glory to God in the Highest stamps. And then with the dies, you're going to need all 3 Wise Men and the Star. Okay, now we're going to do some stamping. I'm going to show you how to heat emboss if you haven't done that already. And I'm going to show you another version of this card that makes it so you don't heat emboss. So if you don't want to heat emboss, that is totally okay. I'll show you that card at the end of the video. Okay, I put all 3 stamps on this big block right here. That way I only have to stamp once. I love that our stamps are unmounted so we can do that. So I'm putting Versamark ink all over that. I'm going to grab a piece of crumb cake. This is 5.5 by 3. And I'm going to be able to put this right on here and stamp all of them. Hold it down a little bit so I've got that good and stamped. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's a nice watercolor, real light looking. And now I'm going to bring in my gold embossing powder. I've got this in a little container. And now I'll open this up. I'm running out of gold. I've got some on the way, thank goodness. Now this comes from the metallic, I think is what it's called, embossing powder pack. I think it comes with silver, gold, and copper. It's in the annual catalog. Okay, and I'm going to kind of turn it over, and I always flick it just a little bit on the back to get any loose powder off that I don't want. It's okay if you get a little bit on the outside because we're going to be die cutting these out. So now you can see them really good. Now we've got the powder on there. And now we're going to take our heat tool. I'm going to turn this on. And when I start to feel heat, now I'm keeping my hand far away because this gets very hot. I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to kind of hold it at an angle. And I keep it in the same spot until it starts to get shiny. And then I'm going to stop here and just show you what it looks like close up. Okay, I can tell it's starting to get shiny now. So I put this up a little closer. I'm hoping you can see this. Down here, it's shiny. You probably can't see it, but if you're stamping along with me, you'll see it. It'll start to melt and get shiny. And then I'm going to move on to the next section. Okay, now I've only got the one on the right embossed. There you can kind of see the shininess of it when I hold it here. And these are the ones that aren't. So I'm going to go ahead and do these off camera so you don't have to sit and watch me do this. I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back to do the last one because I want to show you how fast it goes now because this is all heated up. It does take a while, not a long time, but a few seconds, about a minute probably, to get this completely heated. Now let me show you how fast it embosses once it's all heated up. See, it's already getting shiny. That first one took a little longer. I didn't want you to get discouraged. But it is... Here, let me get this at an angle so I can see it. There we go. I think it's just about done. Okay. You see, that one went a lot faster. Okay, I'm grabbing a piece of Very Vanilla. This is a 4 1/4 by 1. And I'm going to grab the Good Tidings of Great Joy stamp set and my Early Espresso ink pad. And I'm going to stamp this on the far left of the piece. Like so. There we go. And we have one more thing to stamp. And I want you to grab that last Very Vanilla piece. This is a 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm going to stamp the gifts down here in the left corner with my Early Espresso ink pad. And that's all I'm going to use with that ink pad. And let's grab the Glory to God in the Highest. And I'm using my Crumb Cake ink pad. I want to have a little more, not that just all brown, so we're going to do, or dark brown, I mean. There we go. And that almost looks like gold. Okay. So we've got that ready to go. And now let's go ahead and get the die cutting machine out and get our die cutting done. Okay, we're going to get the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine ready to die cut. So I've got platform number 1. This is the big, thick base platform. And you need the die plate. And we need one standard cutting plate here. I'm going to grab our Wise Men. And we are going to put these, let's see, I think this one goes on this one. So you just put it right over around your image. The opening should go completely around, I mean just around. You're going to have the outline of the Wise Men right up against the opening, the edges of the opening, that is. This one is going here. Now this tape I'm using, in case you haven't seen my videos before, is Post-it tape. Now I'm sure you can find it at office supply stores. I was able to find it on Amazon. Just search for Post-it tape and you should be able to find it. It's actually made to write on too, but I'm just using it as tape. And we've got this last one here. And I made sure when I put those on the block that we had some space in between so the dies wouldn't be touching each other. That way we can put them through all at once. And that's going to help make it a lot easier to do. So now we're going to grab the star. And I'm grabbing a scrap piece of brushed metallic cardstock. This is a 1 by 1 inch piece. I am happy to say that this paper is staying. I love that. I love this paper. The gold, that is. And we'll go ahead and put this right on top, another standard cutting plate on top. And I'm not worrying with the tape on the star because I'm not lining that up around an image. I just want to make sure it stays on the paper. So now we've got our little star. Oop, turn that around so you can see it. And we've got our Wise Men all die cut out. We'll get the machine out of the way. Just going to punch these out. Isn't that cool? I love the shininess. I hope that's one thing with videos. It's really hard to show off the embossing. There's this one and this one. Okay, we've got all the die cutting done. So let's go ahead and finish this card up. Okay, now this is a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of Early Espresso. You can see I've already embossed it with that Merriest Frames hybrid folder. And you just do the regular embossing with a 3D folder for this. Then we're going to take our greeting. Oh, there it is. Almost lost it here. And we're going to put it right here. So I'm going to grab my adhesive. Put some here on each end. And a little bit on the long ends on each side. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to line the left edge with the left edge here. And the bottom edge is going to go right along the bottom of the frame part. Hopefully you can see that. Put this right here. And I think it's easier when you are putting something right up against the edge to do it before you put it on your card base. That way, in case it's over a little bit, you can trim it off before you add it on. Now the card base is a piece of Crumb Cake cardstock. It's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. We'll go ahead and get those corners lined up. grab my bone folder to get my nice sharp crease. And we're going to attach this to the middle of the card, making sure that I get adhesive all the way up to this corner. That way our corners don't pop up after we put it on the card. Make sure the fold is on top. You don't want to put this on upside down. I've been known to do that. Then we'll go ahead and put this on. Now we're going to grab our wise men. And I decided to have this one here and this guy here. You can put them in whatever order you want. So I'm going to just use my regular seal on these two. And he's just going to be a little below that vanilla strip and over. You want to make sure that you don't go too far over and see the edge of this. You want to cover that end like so. Make sure the bottom of him is straight. Looks like I've got him a little cockeyed. There we go. I want to make sure it's straight with this. And we'll do the same thing with this one. I think it's easier to start with the end ones. And then you can put the third guy right there in the middle. That looks pretty good. Same thing here. Make sure you get the bottom of this straight. Okay, that's the way you line those up. Now I'm going to use black dimensionals with this one. You can use the regular dimensionals, but I thought since we're using a lot of dark colors, I'm going to use this. And as you can see, I'm not making straight lines. I'm kind of making a little zigzag there. That makes it so it doesn't wobble when she put it on there. I might have been able to fit it up on his around his crown, but I wasn't sure. You could use the mini ones that come with the black dimensionals too for that if you're worried about that. Oops, I'm not getting hold of that last one. There we go. And I'm going to put him down a little bit, making sure his robe is straight again. There we go. Now he's popped up a little bit. Now we could stop there, but we've got to use our gold star. And I'm going to use, oh, and by the way, this is the gold of the metallic paper. You can use whatever you want. There's also bronze and copper in the pack. I forgot to tell you needed the gold one. Or that I used the gold one. Like I said, you can change the color if you want to. Now I've got my glue dot on there, and I'm going to put it here in the top left of that little embossed frame we've got. If you want to put it higher, you go right ahead. Now we've got the outside done. See how quick and easy that went? And I'm going to show you here the even easier version in just a second. And then we're going to put this on the inside. So you could definitely mass produce this one really fast. Put this here. There we go. And let me show you. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the difference, and if you don't, then nobody else is going to notice either. The one in my left hand is the one I just embossed. It's got a little shiny gold on it, the Wise Men. This one was stamped with crumb cake. I had some of my ladies last week decide just to stamp them in crumb cake, and they got them done a lot quicker. If you like that gold embossing, do that. But if you want a quicker way of doing it, instead of embossing, you're going to stamp them just like I did, but you're going to use crumb cake and you don't have to heat emboss. So those are two different options you have for this card. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's card, and make sure you come back to see my other 4 quick and easy Christmas cards in my series. Now, if you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. The current catalogs right now are the annual catalog and the holiday catalog. Now, this holiday catalog is where the Great Tidings Bundle comes from, and it is going to only be available through January 3rd. Now, I still have a few left, so if you want these, I will give you your first copies free. And I will also send you the new January to June mini catalog that's coming out January 4th, along with Celebration, and you get a lot of free stuff during Celebration. So I hope you will contact me. Just click on that contact me link below, and that's for anyone that lives in the United States that does not have a demonstrator of your own. And I'd love to send you free catalogs for your first go around. Okay, here are the 2 versions of the card again. Hope you enjoyed it making them. And if you'd like to stamp with me again, please subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button below. And then when the bell icon shows up, click on it and select all. That way YouTube will notify you every time I do a video. So I hope to see you in the next video. And please support my channel by giving me a thumbs up or commenting below. I really do appreciate it. See you later, guys. Bye.